Yeah, we out here. I don't know what happened to my applause. Hold on. There it is. Can't start the Saturday morning conversation without the fucking proper applause.
No.
Because we live, we're not even going to cut that shit out where I was fumbling earlier because that's how live radio works.
Yeah, true indeed.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Saturday morning conversation.
Yeah,
DJ Caveman.
DJ Iron Monkey.
Real quick, I don't know where he's at, but we added a member to our show.
Oh, yeah.
Vinny Bellows, a.k.a. what we call him, Tech Man Vinny.
Yeah, Tech Man Vinny.
Vinny's going to be helping us put together the visual component of the Saturday morning conversation, as well as some other cool-ass projects. Handling the social media, handling all things fancy and shit, digital. Not that, we're not perfectly capable of it, but Vinny likes doing that shit way more than we do, and he's good at it. So,
and I like having an extra member on the team. Well, like you said, not that we really need it, but it's also helpful.
Of course. Vinny's a good dude. If you guys remember, he was on the podcast for episode 5, I think.
Yeah, early in the game.
With his band Juno.
Yes.
So, if you want to hear early Vinny, go on back to, I'm going to tell you the episode right now. Pretty sure it's episode 5. But, let me go make sure which fucking episode it is.
And Vinny's a cool-ass dude, too. Yeah.
So shout out to Vinny. I don't know where he is.
Vinny. But yeah, his band Juno doing that thing.
Oh wait, Juno was episode 11. Damn, I wasn't even close. Episode 11. Check it out on the Spotify, on the SoundCloud, on the YouTube,
Spreaker.
On the Facebook, on the Spreaker.com. Get the apps if you don't have them, and listen to early Vinny. Hopefully Vinny will be on the show next week. So that, Anyway, we got a big show today. We got comedian Mo Green coming on. We chit-chat with him. We just got off the phone with him, so you get to hear that. And most importantly, my bracket is busted because Michigan lost.
Oh, yeah, NCAA?
In the NCAA
all right.
tournament. But with that said, we're going to quickly go through the brackets. There was some upsets. There was some surprises. 4% of you. 4% of you.
No, it was actually 7.
7?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. 7% of you motherfuckers that I dared to vote for Minnie Riperton last week against Stevie Wonder.
Wow.
Actually did that shit.
Making it a personal vendetta.
Listen, I challenge motherfuckers. If you go and vote for it, vote for it.
I think I might have voted for it.
I don't know how.
I think I might have voted for it.
I don't know how.
I know how.
Minnie Riperton got any votes over Stevie Wonder, but I also don't know how 3 people didn't vote Ken Griffey into the Hall of Fame.
Well.
So.
Okay.
Some things are just surprises.
And what we're talking about is the Mt Rushmore of R&B brackets and the results.
Oh, yeah, damn, I didn't even say that shit.
Yes. So, that being said, the results are in. And
thank everybody who voted in the first round.
Yes,
I'm saying?
You.
Next round coming up. Make sure you vote.
Yes, and not just vote. One thing that happened in some of the ballots, which I noticed is that people were actually posting and making their case for their personal choice, or like why somebody should get votes, and they were actually sharing it. So you could share, you could vote, you could make your case. I always say, first things first, make sure that it's a civil conversation, where it's not something as if oh, you don't like who I like, so you're stupid, or you can't be friends, or it's not that big of a deal. It's not that serious.
Nah, fuck that. It's a big deal.
All right. Well,
have heated conversations. Just be respectful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I might yell at you and be like, how the fuck can you vote for Minnie Riperton over Stevie Wonder?
Well,
come on, man.
I think I did vote for Minnie. So
man, It's the in-house influence. There's another one I'm gonna talk about later. It's conspiracy.
Pure collusion.
Fucking almost as bad as Russia. Shit that happens.
Boy. Oh boy.
But anyway, let's go through. Check out.
So we got the votes in. So for the 70s, we got number 1 Aretha Franklin versus number 16 Dionne Warwick with 100%. Aretha Franklin moves on to the second round.
Shut out.
Yeah. That was kind of mercy kill there. So either way, so going up against Aretha Franklin was the winner of the number 8 and 9 versus number 9 seed of number 8 Gladys Knight versus number 8 Ron Isley, and with 54% of the vote, Gladys Knight moves on.
Gladys Knight.
So it's Gladys Knight versus Aretha Franklin in the second round.
All right.
So
I predict another shutout.
Do you?
I do.
No, this one it's interesting with that one.
Nah, I don't predict a shutout. It'll be like 70-30 though.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So with this one, the 5 versus the 12, that bracket is actually still open because it's a tie, 50-50, between number 5 Smokey Robinson versus number 12 Teddy Pendergrass.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put the poll back up.
Actually, I think that one is still
open. We'll start a new one.
Start
a new one.
Okay.
For the tiebreaker, like they're tied, so they get a revote.
So you can vote
so
again.
So you're gonna give you one more day to cast your vote.
Yep. Make your case. You know.
So that's what we're gonna do with that.
All right.
And whoever wins that matchup is gonna go on to face who?
The winner of the number 4 versus number 13. So the number 4 seed James Brown with 80% beat Bill Withers with 20%. So James Brown moves on to the next round.
And he's waiting to see the winner of
Smokey Robinson and Teddy Pendergrass. All right. So next one is number 6 versus the number 6 seed versus number 11. Number 6 seed we have Al Green versus number 11 Donny Hathaway, and with 78% of the vote, Al Green moves on to the next round. Well, yep. So that next one we have number 3 versus number 14. Number 3, Marvin Gaye with 100% of the vote, beating out number 14 Bobby Womack. So in the second round we have Al Green at this number 6 seed versus number 3.
Wait, what'd you say? That was 100-0?
100%, yeah.
Shutout.
Another shutout, yeah.
Balling. I thought Bobby Womack would get a couple votes. You didn't vote for Bobby Womack? That's your dude. That's the dude you lobbied to get in the motherfucker.
Yeah,
and then you didn't even vote for him.
I know. No, but Bobby Womack, he was a good mention because some of the people that got snubbed, and I keep hearing about some of the people that did get snubbed, and I'll talk about them in a second. But yeah, I did lobby for Bobby.
You lobbied for him and didn't vote for him. That's like, damn.
No, but Marvin Gaye, come on now. So now in the second round we have number 3 Marvin Gaye against number 6 seed Al Green in the second round. So number 7 seed Diana Ross versus 10 seed Curtis Mayfield, and 83% of the vote, Diana Ross moves on to the second round to go against the winner of the number 2 seed Stevie Wonder versus number 15, and I'm gonna just call her Minnie. Because Ripperton, I don't know why I always say her name wrong for some reason.
Minnie Ripperton got 4% of the vote, y'all.
No, she got 7%.
7% of the vote.
Yeah, so 93% Stevie Wonder. You know, he actually gave up a late layup at the end of the game. I guess he didn't see that one coming. But yeah, Stevie Wonder, number 2 seed against number 7 seed Diana Ross.
All right, the 70s bracket is shaping up to be.
Yeah. A nice little healthy mix there. So we're gonna put up the brackets starting on Sunday, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna finish the day to figure out who wins between Teddy P and Smokey. Yep. And then the new brackets go up for voting purposes on Sunday.
Yes. So in the 80s, as we move on, we have the number 1 seed Whitney Houston with 100% beating out Charlie Wilson, the number 16 seed.
Shut out.
All right, so Whitney Houston goes up against the winner of the number 8 seed, Sade, versus number 9 seed Rick James, and with 68% of the vote, Sade moves on. So we have Sade, number 8 seed, versus Whitney Houston, number 1 seed.
Oof.
Yeah,
I predict another shutout.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, I think another 93-7. No, Sade might get a little late. You know, garbage time layup.
Garbage time.
Yeah.
All right.
Or like a half court shot at the end of the half. All right, so number 5 seed Luther Vandross versus number 12 seed James Ingram, and with 96% of the vote, Luther Vandross moves on to the second round to face the winner of the number 4 seed Patti LaBelle versus the number 13 seed Lionel Richie. Now, I didn't write down the percentage of this one, but the number 13 seed, we have our first major upset.
That's a huge upset.
Lionel Richie as the number 13 seed beats out number 4 seed Patti LaBelle. So now in the second round we have Luther Vandross, number 5 seed, versus number 13 seed Lionel Richie.
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all like I told y'all. I don't know how to jumbo. Lionel Richie.
Yeah, Team Light Skin.
Team light skin.
Yeah. Man, come on. Lionel Richie's nice though. Lionel Richie's nice.
But I'm not saying he's not nice.
Is he?
But better than Patty?
Hey,
I don't know where y'all was at with these votes.
See,
but
when you saw the percentage, right? Like, and I didn't see the percentage of the vote. Like,
I'm scrolling.
Right, but you're supposed to make your case.
Okay, so 55% to 45% Lionel Richie.
So it was a close ass vote
over Patti LaBelle.
So
it was a close vote.
Mm-hmm.
It was a close vote, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about my audience right now. But look, you voted for who you voted for.
You got to make your case, man.
You shouldn't have to make a case for Patti LaBelle.
You got a campaign. Well, the Patty Pies, maybe.
You don't got to make a case for Patti LaBelle. If anything, you got to make a case for Lionel Richie even being a 13 seed. You ain't got to make a case for Patti LaBelle.
Well, we actually had a mistake because we had to make the correction because we had Bill Withers against Patti LaBelle, and Patti LaBelle was smoking.
She was smoking him because, of course, but Lionel Richie is...
Maybe it was some Patti fatigue.
I don't know what happened. Listen, I don't know what happened, but I do know that not enough people voted. So make sure you vote because... Yeah, but anyway,
all right, so this one, it looks like we have another potential upset on our hands where we have the number 6 seed Anita Baker versus the number 11 seed Jeffrey Osborne. Now, it looks like the number 11 seed Jeffrey Osborne with 59% of the vote moves on to the second round. So, the number 11 seed moves on. So, we got another major upset.
Yeah, that's a major upset. To me, it's a major upset. I mean, it's 11 seed over 6.
And out of all the votes, total wise, it looks like this one is the one that had the most activity.
Wow.
So
all right, well, you people came out and voted, because
hometown
hero.
Well, actually,
and
Anita Baker's from Detroit, isn't she?
Yeah, but not if my Detroit cats voted, I guess.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? I voted.
You got to make a case, man.
Obviously we got some Jeffrey Osborne lobbyists here. It could be a Cinderella story.
Hey, could be.
Because, I'm going to go ahead and throw out the collusion.
Well,
DJ Iron Monkey.
Hey, look.
Got the family connection.
Whoa. There's no collusion on my part. I just know that a hometown favorite.
Sleeping with the enemy.
Whoa! Who said it's the enemy? Like, come on! Who said it's the enemy? Whoa!
I'm just talking shit. But yeah,
there's nothing wrong with us having a good relationship. So that
did you vote? Did you vote for Jeffrey Osborne?
Yeah, I did. All right, so I like Anita Baker, but it just seems like it's gonna come off
because you get to go to the picnic. You get free tickets to the golf event.
Not to the golf event. I haven't asked for that. I haven't started making demands.
This is just as bad as the college scandal.
Nah, it's not. Well, see, this is the thing, and this is why I'm pausing because it's gonna come off kind of bad. But with Anita Baker, it does sound like if you're yawning. like that. Her singing does come off like that. So I'm just gonna leave it there, and I could go on to who Jeffrey's gonna go up against in the second round.
Motherfucker disrespected
Anita
Baker like that.
Yeah, it sounds like you're yawning on it, like you're stretching.
That's all right. I mean, the votes is how they are.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see if Jeffrey Osborne wins his next round.
Oh yeah. So in the next round, he has to go up against the winner of the number 3 seed Prince versus number 14 seed Tina Turner, and there's no upset here. So Prince with 84% moves on to the second round to go up against Jeffrey Osborne. So again, there's no collusion on my part. You vote the way you vote, you make your case, and we move on from there. All right. So I don't know if this is an upset or not, but let's see. The number 7 seed.
If Prince don't win, something's wrong with y'all. That's all I'm saying.
Like Prince is funk though, heavy funk.
Nah, fuck that.
Hey, okay.
I said what I said.
Yeah, well, again, there's not going to be any collusion from my part. So, all right. So, in the 7th seed in the 80s, we have Shaka Khan versus number 10 seed Barry White. Now, with 58% of the vote, the number 10 seed Barry White moves on to the second round.
Yeah.
All right. So, the next one, we have the number 2 seed Michael Jackson versus number 15 seed Stephanie Mills. And with 92% of the vote, the only one that has 100% in this one is Whitney Houston. But yeah, 92% of the vote, we have Michael Jackson moving on to go up against Barry White.
Oh, shit.
So, that's an interesting little matchup.
Yeah. Different eras, different styles. Barry White been around, you know what I'm saying? He was around from like the 70s.
Yeah, Love Unlimited Orchestra.
Shout out to the deep voice singers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure, right.
I like to think I'm a deep voice singer when I am singing terribly.
Yeah.
But it's deep. So,
okay.
You know, it's like saying stuff with a British accent. When you sing deep, it's automatically sexy.
Okay. I'll allow it. No, that's from Attack the Block. That's my shit. All right. So now that being the case, we're gonna move on to the 90s. All right. So the 90s, we got number 1 Babyface versus number 16 R. Kelly. Now I thought this one should have been a playing game with R. Kelly versus Aaron Hall, but either way, R. Kelly got 27% of the vote, meaning that with 73% of the vote, Babyface moves on to the second round.
All right.
So, that being said, Babyface goes up against with 8. I'll try to speed this up a little bit. 85% of the vote. Mary J. Blige at the number 9 seed beats out Gerald Levert at the number 8. So, Mary J. Blige goes up against Babyface in the second round. All right. So, Maxwell, number 5 versus number 12, Joe. Now, you thought this one was pretty interesting, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, you know, I like Joe. I think Joe's pretty underrated as a singer-songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't get the same spotlight for as good as he is.
Nah, see, that song that he had, that, you know, the things that your man won't do, like, I just don't like them kind of perpetrating kind of songs from dudes. Because
yeah, I will admit, though, Joe's music is very, like,
them for you.
very side dude. Like, you know, he's like, yo, I'll take you from your man type shit.
Yeah, nah,
he's on that kind of vibe.
Nah, I can't co-sign to that.
But, you know, the motherfucker can sing, man. And he's written songs for other people that are not like, I'll take your man. You know what I'm saying? You'll take your girl, whatever.
He has the theme song for Power. This is a big rich town. But so, fuck that dude. Like, I'll do the things your man won't do. Man, I'll punch you in your big head.
Joe's definitely the dude. See, Joe's the dude who, like, work in the office and shit. He don't sell no drugs. You know what I'm saying? He don't got no fancy whip, but
he's
you know
the Tay Diggs dude.
When you getting beat up by your boyfriend, like, he's right there for you. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, fuck that dude. Either way, Maxwell.
But the motherfucker can sing. That's what I'm saying.
Man, fuck
That's what I'm saying. But Maxwell wins that round
with his little chicken chest. So yeah, Maxwell moves on with his 60% to the second round.
I fucks with Maxwell hard though, because Maxwell's one of my favorites, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Maxwell keeps his close on the most part. So the number 4 seed Johnny Gill versus the number 13 seed Janet Jackson, and we have an upset. Number 13, Janet Jackson with 70%. A convincing 70% moves on to the second round.
She hit him with the, do you know who I am? Miss Janet, if you're nasty.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? This is back-to-back brackets that have the 13 seed beating out the number 4 seed.
Wow.
So, let me see. Did that happen in the 70s?
No.
Bill Withers had no chance against James Brown. So, anyways, so Janet Jackson versus Maxwell.
That's a solid matchup. They got like similar tones.
Do they?
No, I'm just.
But Janet's been around. She has a healthy catalog, and
yeah,
but Maxwell has a lot of good music. So it's not just from the '90s. When you're looking at.
Nah, I like Maxwell a lot. So, I mean, that's going to be a tough vote for me. I'm going to have to really concentrate that one.
But this is what's happened. A lot of people, like, when they're thinking '90s and where this person's placed, they're like, okay, well, Janet Jackson from just the '90s. No, it's Janet Jackson's full catalog of music.
For some people, but it might just be for the '90s for other people. Like, but so, I mean, vote how you vote.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a tough vote for me because I really like both of them. But I'll have to give it some.
So is this a Cinderella with Janet Jackson?
Who knows? The '90s is a gauntlet.
All right.
All right.
All right. So moving on, we have number 6 seed D'Angelo versus number 11 seed Brandy, and with 88%, D'Angelo moves on to the second round.
Word.
So now we have the number 3 seed Raphael Sadiq versus number 14 seed Bobby Brown, and with a very narrow 58%, we have Bobby Brown, number 14, upsetting number 3 Raphael Sadiq to move on to the second round to go up against D'Angelo. So it's Bobby Brown versus D'Angelo. And
man, that's crazy.
And if anything, this is the first 14-3 upset that we have going on right now in the brackets. So next set, we have the number 7 seed Toni Braxton versus the number 10 seed Monica. And with 89% of the vote, Toni Braxton moves on. And if anything, I wish the best for Monica, seeing that she filed for divorce from Shannon Brown. Whatever. I'll just leave that there. So Toni Braxton will go up against the winner of the number 2 seed versus number 15 seed. Number 2, Mariah Carey, with a narrow, not really narrow, but 59% of the vote, moves on to the second round.
Whew.
She beat Aaliyah. I'm sorry. I didn't even say her name. So Aaliyah had 41%.
That's more than I expected, actually. I mean, I love Aaliyah. But when you think about her voice versus like Mariah Carey and the amount, like the hits and the records and the.
See, the thing about Mariah is that she's been around long enough to be whack and do whack shit, and Aaliyah, like, her catalog isn't really that deep.
It's not that deep, you know what I'm saying? But still, I mean.
So Toni Braxton versus Mariah Carey, that actually is weren't they going up against each other for a while? Like maybe
like awards and shit, yeah.
So that's actually going to be a real interesting one, because when you look at it, they're the only ones that were in the real kind of era of that sound, and they were in that adult contemporary R&B type, avenue versus like Babyface versus Mary J. Blige, where Mary J. Blige was more hip hop R&B, and Babyface was adult contemporary. So it's two different styles. So all these brackets, they're different. Like Bobby Brown versus D'Angelo, that's two contrasting styles. So
so it's definitely gonna be interesting. Get out, vote.
That's right.
Log on, vote.
Oh man, damn! And I ran out of water early. All right, so when the 2000s, the last brackets here. So number 1, Beyonce versus the playing game here, which Keisha Cole beat out Fantasia. So it was Beyonce versus Keisha Cole, and with 81% of the vote, Beyonce moves on. So Beyonce would go up against the winner of the number 8, Neo, versus number 9, John Legend, and with 67% of the vote, John Legend moves on. So John Legend versus May Once. Yeah, that's really her name.
All right.
You put the apostrophe as Beyonce. All right, so number 5 seed we have Ursha versus number 12, Trey Songz. And with 74% of the vote, Usher moves on to the next round. So now we have the number 4 seed, Anthony Hamilton, versus the number 13 seed, Alicia Keys. And this is another upset. And let me go through it again. Yo. Actually, no, it didn't happen in the 70s. It happened in the 80s. It happened in the 90s. Number 13 seed beat out the number 4 seed. So with 70%, Alicia Keys beats out Anthony Hamilton to go to the second round. So now it's Alicia Keys at the 13 seed versus number 5 seed, Usher. Okay. It's an interesting one. Alright, so number 6 seed, we have Justin Timberlake versus number 11 seed, Donnell Jones. And with 71% of the vote, Justin Timberlake seemingly easily moves on just on name recognition alone. Donnell Jones, I was part of that 29%. And, Justin moves on. And he would go up against the number 3 seed versus number 14 seed, Jill Scott, at the number 3 versus number 14, Rihanna. And with 59% of the vote, Jill Scott moves on to go up against Justin Timberlake.
It's going to be a good little matchup right there.
Think so? All right. So, now we have we didn't have a 3-4. All right. So now with the number 7 seed, we have Christina Aguilera versus the number 10 seed, Faith Evans. And it seems like the hood came out for Faith Evans with 69% of the vote. She moves on to the second round to go up against the winner of the number 2 and 15, which is Erykah Badu versus Chris Brown. And with 66% of the vote, Erykah Badu moves on. So it's Erykah Badu, the number 2 seed, to go up against the number 10 seed, Faith Evans. All right. So should I recap all of these going backwards?
Nah.
I'm
gonna throw them up.
All right. Cool.
If you want to check them out, listen to the motherfucking show. That's what I'm saying. You should be listening anyway. But if you want to hear the podcast, you'll hear all the matchups and shit.
And then
you
go to
on Facebook and you'll see all the matchups.
That's right.
And everything will be copacetic.
Oh yes. Yes. So, a couple of upsets there. You want to talk about any ones in particular?
I already said what I had to say, man. I'm not going to cause any more controversy.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? All I'm going to say is make sure that y'all vote. Tell your friends to vote. Tell them to tell their friends to vote. So that, everybody can be,
heard.
Just vote, man. That's all I'm saying. The more votes, the more interesting these little brackets become, too. Because, anyway, vote.
Yeah. And if anything, let me see. Got about 2 more weeks of voting after this week. So, my voice hurts. And I'm just looking at some of these matchups. And
I'm thinking, I'm going to have a tough time with this round. This round's going to be, I'm going to have to really, weigh in and, but we'll see how it goes. Right now, we're about to get into this Mo Green interview.
All right.
Mo Green's comedian from Connecticut, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Currently doing his thing out there.
Yes.
And he sat and chopped it up with us for for a little while. Shit. So, Mo Green, just the interview. Check it out. Hang on. This is some terrible fucking radio right here. I'm supposed to be ready with my finger on the trigger and shit.
No, this is where Techman Vinny comes into play, because Techman Vinny will be taking care of the technical side of things too. So that way, when it comes to them kind of transitions,
he's already ready, right?
Yeah. That's what
Techman Vinny's gonna be doing. Hey, Vin, we need you to do this shit for us, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mo Green in the building. Not in the building, but over the lines of Skype. The interview is brought to you by Skype, the good folks here at the Saturday Morning Conversation, and Skinny Dip Almonds, #label out. They're not paying us, but them shits is just delicious, and they deserve some recognition. All right. I don't know what's happening here. Vinny.
I saw a couple of comedians, and Mo Green, he was one of them dudes that actually.
Yeah, like I said, today is just a day of technical difficulties here.
It's all good.
It's all good. Mo Green, everybody.
Yeah. All right.
Saturday morning conversation. DJ Caveman.
DJ Monkey.
We're in the building today. We got the homie Maurice Green, Mo Green, the comedian.
Yes, sir.
About to come on and interview with us today. Let me just call him up on the Skype right now. How we find Mo Green?
Me and my lady, we went out to a show for my man Dale Cover. I think it was the Cohort Circuit. So when we was out there, we saw a couple of comedians, and Mo Green, he was one of them dudes that actually stood out. So like after the show, like I stayed a little late after talking to Dale, and I was like, "Yo, Mo, man, yo, your show was tight, man." So like I told him that we had to get him on the show, see what the scene was, and just interview him a little bit and get to know him a little bit better. So with that, I reached out to him, and he was like, "Yo, easy, just let me know when and when."
That's what's up. So at Saturday morning conversation, man, we trying to talk to everybody, all different walks of life.
Yes.
We're about to get Mo Green on the phone and chop it up.
Yes.
Let's call him up on the Skype. Today's interview is brought to you by Skinny Dipped Almonds, because them shits are delicious.
Hashtag label out.
Hashtag label out.
Skinny Dipped Almonds.
Skinny Dipped Almonds.
Okay.
You there?
Yeah, man, we here.
Okay.
Mo Green in the building on Saturday morning
That's
conversation.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks for coming on the show today, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, man. I was just telling DJ Caveman how I saw you out at that show, the Cohort Circuit with Dale Cover, and I was like, "Yo, man, I have to talk to this dude. Like, his comedy set was tight." So that's when I reached out to you, and I was like, "Yo, man, we got to get you on the show and get a nice little interview with you and see a little bit more about you." Know what I mean?
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So what you been up to recently?
Recently, man, I just doing a lot of shows. I work a day job or whatever. So it's just working during the day, and just doing those gigs at night, and just trying to get tight, and just trying to get my brand known enough as possible, as much as possible. You know what I mean? So I could get out of living with people and live by myself.
Yeah.
So you work in the office. I used to work in the office.
No, I don't do an office, man. I do an office on. I do an office on wheels. I drive shuttle buses.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Oh,
like
right.
at the airport or some shit?
Yeah, well, for the hospitals. You know what I'm saying? I take people that are having good jobs and having good lives to work, while I have a mediocre life. But hey, it's all good though.
Yeah, but that seems like a hotbed for material, though.
Oh,
yeah,
people that get on the shuttle.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's weird though. Like, cause I waited tables for like 22 years. I recently just stopped doing that. And with my comedy, I don't talk about where I work too much, because even before I started doing comedy, I used to kind of go in on the jobs that I worked at a little bit, and it cost me jobs. It didn't get me fired from a job, but it cost me like recommendations or referrals to new jobs. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like until I'm totally autonomous, and until I'm totally like monetarily autonomous, I tend not to like try to bite the hand that feeds me, so to speak, until I don't need them no more. Then I'll go in. But right now it's just like I've had bad experience. Going in on a job or whatever, and then when it comes time to get another job, I didn't get the recommendations because of that. So you got to be mindful of that until you break into the industry.
No, because like if anything, like Caveman, he works in in the strip club industry, I work as a bar back, but then also I have an office job with mail services. So it's like it's right full of comedy shit. But like I can see how it can work against me in that case. Right.
I could talk about like the experiences the interactions I have with people, or I could do like on some third person type stuff. Mm-hmm. But if I'm coming at my job, like my job sucks, this is beneath me, blah 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 blah. I mean, you never know who's watching, who's going to hear what, and I'm not getting paid yet. I mean, I'm getting paid in comedy, but not enough to talk that shit. Excuse my language.
Yeah. I feel you.
I have to be mindful of that. So even though I say a lot of crazy stuff on stage, I don't really talk about as far as what I do work wise or things of that nature. You can't talk about
Susan with the club foot then.
Say it again.
you can't talk about, with gout on the right foot. You can't talk about her yet.
I can talk about people. I just can't talk about not that I can't, but I choose not to talk about the job or the industry yet. Like I'm not a waiter no more, so I'm about to start going in on the waiter industry because I'm not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? But the shuttle bus thing, you know what I mean? I gotta be careful with that for now.
Yeah, when you get the Netflix special though.
Yeah. When you get in the call from Netflix, then you can talk about Susan with the gout.
Yeah, I'm going in. I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to say right now, but I'm not going
to. So, when you first started out, like, how was do you remember your first day on stage? Like,
yeah, it's kind of a long story, man. Like, I've been singing since I was 3 years old, drawing comic books and stuff like that, up until like the age of 18. And I've always been like little rap groups and R&B groups and rap battles and things of that nature. There's this place called Sully's in Hartford, Connecticut, and they were notorious for having rap battles on Tuesday nights since like 2002. You dig what I'm saying? So I've always done karaoke. So I've always had the stage thing, but I was always a class clown too. And I always was interested in doing stand-up comedy because when I was going, I ain't had that many fights. I could probably count how many fights I had on one hand, you know? And I grew up in Hartford, so if you can't fight, you better be funny. You gotta have something to protect you. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't I was a good fighter. It's just, you know, I always thought fighting was stupid or whatever. But I would defend myself with the words and the verbiage. So I was one of the best roasters out here, period. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I protected myself. But comedy, it was just always in me. And I would always watch different specials, like back in the days, Eddie Murphy, obviously, Damon Wayans, his was a beast-ass special. Eddie Griffin, Martin's special was fire, Chris Tucker or whatever. So I always was interested in it, but I was terrified to do it because my whole thing is, what if they don't laugh at me? I'm going to just be up there looking foolish. So it took me like a real long time to actually get the courage to do that aspect. Like I've sang on stage for many years, rapped, I danced, did all that kind of stuff. But it didn't take until like 2014 when I was 35 years old where I finally got the courage to be like, you know what? I'm going to go out here and try this. Everybody keeps telling me that I'm funny. Like I used to also do spoken word poetry throughout. At this place called the Russell Monday nights on Hartford. It's ran by Darlene Brandon, Peaches. She's actually Marshall Brandon's sister. Marshall Brandon's a national headliner. He's from the Hartford area too. But anyway, I used to always do the spoken word, and my spoken word always had humor. So people would be like, yo, you sound like you could be a comedian, but with spoken word, you don't have to be funny. You dig what I'm saying? You just got to memorize your words and be able to deliver it on stage. But there's not the onus of the audience to laugh at what you're saying. But they used to always laugh at my stuff. So eventually somebody gave me some tips. He was like, yo, comedy is just poetry. Slow down. Just slow down your poetry. And then you got comedy. I took that advice, and I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, you had to make sure that the vibe was copacetic. Use words like that when you're doing spoken word.
Yeah, when you're doing spoken, you say copacetic. You talk about the universe. And you drink kale milkshakes. You know what I mean?
Really though, like outside of spoken word, like when's the last time like anybody really used the word copacetic or cahoots? Like you don't really use words like that in real life outside of spoken word.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you do spoken word, you also gotta have a shell choker. You know what I'm saying?
You
gotta have a seashell choker. See, this is why I had to get out of spoken word, because you gotta grow your hair and get like a nappy, you know what I'm saying, like a little nappy Jay-Z.
Like patchouli oil?
Yeah, but the thing is, I started going bald. You ain't never seen a poet with a shiny baldy.
Yeah.
Nah.
Think about it. Really think about it. How many bald-headed poets have you seen?
If you had glasses.
Yeah.
You could, but you look more like you look more like a Muslim though. You know what I'm saying? Than a poet.
Yeah, that's true.
You like you're in the fruit of Islam. You know what I'm saying?
Like when you get off the stage, you selling bean pies.
You one of the dudes that said at Malcolm X. That's how you gonna look.
Yeah. You selling bean pies when you get off a stage.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
Yeah,
So
I got them lima beans for you. Them kidneys too, if you want.
As soon as I got the baldy, I was like, man, I can't do this poetry no more, man. I look like a black Professor X, man. I can't.
Yo, but when you got up on stage your first time, you remember what your first joke was?
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about damn, this dude parking messed up as hell. I was talking about what did I was talking about? Basically, I'm self-deprecating. I always put myself down, and I basically said something along the lines of, at the time I was 34. I was like, I'm 34 years old. I got bad credit. I still live with my mom, but I always thought to the universe, at least I got good hair, and I had a hat on. I took my hat off. I was bald. You know what I'm saying? I said, all these things going on in my life and I still going bald. So I said something along the lines of "fuck you, God" or whatever. Like, I don't even use that joke no more. It's kind of corny, but that's how I started. I was like, no matter how bad things was going on in my life, I used to be obsessed with my waves. I was like, yo, at least I got good hair, man. I gotta have AIDS. At least I got good hair. And I said, as soon as I said that, I started going bald. I was like, God damn, I can't even have that.
Well, if anything, I've been seeing a lot of people posting up online about how they have bald heads and then end up with like dreads.
Yeah, you can get the dread weave.
Yeah, the front lace.
Yeah, you can do the weave. I thought about that. This one dude, man, Holmes had to be like 50 years old. You probably saw the meme. Like he was in a barbershop chilling, great face,
with the lace front.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they put the wave, like the little fade, the waves on, put on some shades, dyed his beard up. Dude went from like 50 to like 35, man.
Yeah. Oh, for real. Oh, man.
So who would you say is like your biggest influence in comedy?
My biggest influence comedy-wise, it's a couple of them. I could be here all day. My personal favorite is Dave Chappelle. Like, I've been a fan of Dave Chappelle. I don't know how old you guys are, but I was a fan of Dave since 1993, since Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
When he had the like the little elf hat, but it had the snapback on the back of it.
Yeah, that little Malcolm X speech too.
Yeah. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock, landed on this. But I'm a good judge of comedic character, and if I see something in somebody, there was something special about Dave, even before he was famous back then, and I was like, yo, that dude's gonna be famous. And it was just something about his nonchalant, laid back way of comedy that I've always taken a liking to him. I mean, I wish I would have started comedy back then. I'd be famous right now. We probably wouldn't be having this conversation. But can't cry over spilled milk. But Dave is the longest standing influence. A lot of people say Eddie Murphy. A lot of people say Richard Pryor. Their specials are great. Don't get me wrong. But when I watch them, their specials don't really resonate with me like that. They're good. They're good. They're good for what they were. But Killing Me Softly in 2000, that was like one of my personal favorite specials that came out. That really did it for me. But that actually gave me the courage to be like, you know what? I really think I could do comedy. Is Patrice O'Neal. Rest in peace.
Love Patrice O'Neal. One of my favorites. But peep the connection though. Patrice O'Neal and Dave Chappelle were real good friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's all connected. And then when I saw Patrice do his stand up, first of all, me and Patrice went through a lot of the similar things growing up. It's crazy how like similar it is, whatever. And then second of all, when I was a rapper, I wasn't really, really big on punchlines and cleverness. You understand what I'm saying? I was more on just like logic and impact. And that's how Patrice is with his comedy. One thing that scared me about comedy is like, damn, I got to come up with this crazy misdirection ass punchline and just totally trick him. But Patrice taught me that you don't have to do that. You could just tell a story and it could just be some real shit. And you say something normal and then you compare it, use like an analogy of something crazy or whatever. And I use analogies all the time. So when I saw Patrice do that, that made me like realize like, oh, we don't all have to be like Robin Williams. We don't all have to be like Richard Pryor. We don't all got to be like George Carlin. You know what I'm saying? So I take more after like Patrice's style than like an Eddie Murphy or than like a Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? So, but Patrice was the one that like put the battery in my back. Like, you know what's funny? I started becoming a real big fan of Patrice in 2010, like the summertime, right? Started listening to all his stuff 2010. He did the Charlie Sheen roast September of 2011. Oh, yeah. And I swear to God,
I swear to God, a month after that, this dude died.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, did Home die because I became a fan? Like, that's crazy, man.
Oh, damn, you would hope not.
I hope not.
Jeez.
Nah, I'm just being silly, but you know what I mean? It's like he passed on, but his essence, on the spiritual level, if you believe in this, it went into a lot of different people. And it's like, I see a lot of myself. I see a lot of him and me, you know what I mean? A lot of ways that we think, a lot of things that he has a saying that he used to always say, I like who likes me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I've used that phrase a couple of times without even knowing who he was. But I say I love who loves me. And if you hashtag Maurice Green, you put love who loves me, you'll see I've been using that phrase since like 2009 before I even really knew who he was. You dig what I'm saying? So there's a lot of similarity as far as like how we think and how we conduct ourselves. So it's like when people pass on, they pass a part of themselves into other individuals. And that's just how I feel. Like a tiny part of him is in me. No homo.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to use the phrase anti-hetero.
Anti-hetero. All hetero.
That's not anti-hetero. That doesn't seem like the hetero thing to do.
No, it's all hetero. All hetero.
Yeah, have a whole press conference about it.
Hey, where's like the scariest place you ever did comedy?
Woo.
Scariest place.
Like you feel like if you make a certain joke and you step off stage, you about to get stabbed.
I can't. I've had a recent experience, but I don't want to put that on blast. It's not that it's scary, but
you don't have to say the place. But like,
I was doing my thing. It was a hood spot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Known for a lot of Jamaicans being there or whatever. So I'm doing my comedy thing. And it was just an open mic. And then some dude was like, there was a stool on stage behind me near like this mixer. This dude was on stage and his phone kept ringing. He was talking on the phone as I was trying to do my comedy thing, like young, skinny Jamaican dude. And I'm like, bro, like, really? You gonna have a whole conversation behind me while I'm on stage trying to like work out these jokes?
Real rude boy.
He's like, my fault. You're good, man. You're good. I was like, all right, man. Like, hey, you can take the mic if you want to. You can have this whole conversation with everybody. Fuck it. No, man, you're good, man. All right. So I start doing my jokes again. Home phone ring again. I'm like, yo, what is you doing? Like, I was pissed. Like, I was about to leave the stage, but, never run off the stage. Never, unless you really feel in danger. So I was like, yo, just take the mic, man. Just have the conversation, whatever. Like, I pretty much embarrassed him. He got embarrassed. He left out the bar. My set was over. I did like 5 minutes. I got off stage. He came back to the bar. He got a beer. And usually if I mess with an audience member and they seem kind of bothered, I try to shake their hand or give them a dap afterwards. So I was like, yo, no hard feelings, man. It's just comedy. He's like, no, man, me good, man, straight. He takes his beer and he just leaves. He just leaves the bar with the beer in his hand. Like, what? And nobody said nothing. They just let him walk out with the beer. And so now, there's some young yardy dude. I'm thinking like, yo, I don't know, these cats gonna be waiting for me in the parking lot. He gonna call us because I'm way bigger than him. I'm 260 pounds and I'm 5'11". That's a huge size. I'm bigger than Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? So people think twice when they look at me. He's a skinny Jamaican dude. You know what I'm saying? All you probably do is smoke weed and eat bamboo out this bitch. So I'm just replaying this shit in my. It's a lot of comments was there. And I was like, I almost wanted to have a chaperone and walk to my car with me, but I didn't want to seem like a bitch. But I know that
especially at 260 pounds.
Yeah, but still, that don't matter if I'm getting a knife stuck in the back of my head. Jamaicans gonna be fighting fair, man.
Yeah,
they'll
original Dandada.
Yeah, man, they'll throw
kill
acid
people
on
for fun. Scene.
They'll shoot you in the back of the head, yo. So my whole thing, man, I was like Doctor Strange in Avengers, man. I played out 14 million different scenarios.
Yo, this outcome is not going to result with something positive.
Right. I played out 14 million different scenarios, and only one scenario saw me walking out that bitch alive, and I thankfully, like,
yes, I found that. Moral of the story: don't fuck with Jamaicans while you're on stage.
Yeah, just let them fuck it, let them talk, or whatever, just bounce. Hey, thanks a lot, or just ignore them, just pretend like they ain't there, yo. Because it's just like you never know, like motherfuckers go to stage. But the thing is, how the dude gonna be mad at me when he's the one that was being rude? You the one that's on stage. You the one that's talking while I'm talking. I call you out, and now I'm wrong for that shit. Now, this is my fault.
No, my family's from Trinidad. I can't speak the Jamaican logic.
Right.
And I don't want to because I don't want that kind of smoke.
Right.
Like where's like the strangest place though? Like you ever been to like those
basements?
Not the basements, but like the wild ass country towns and shit.
The places like that don't scare me because I make jokes about all races and everybody or whatever, but white people like my humor because I call white people racist and they think that's funny for some strange reason. You know what I mean? But
that's true.
The weirdest thing I ever did, and don't judge me, I talk about this. I've talked about it before. I did an all nude comedy showcase, and
you?
I'm butt ass naked with just some Air Max, some white Air Max.
Wait, hold on.
Well, you went on stage butt naked in some Air Max.
Ass naked. I got the video, man. I'm about to put that shit on Pornhub, yo.
Yeah, who else was at this shit? Like, was
it people, a couple of the women were beautiful. Like, honestly,
anybody famous?
All right, yeah, because I wasn't sounding too hetero there for a second.
It was three or four women. The whole audience wasn't naked. It was just us as the comedians, and we only got naked once we went to perform. We wasn't like naked the whole time I'm backstage. It wasn't like
you had a robe.
Yeah, robe or whatever. Or you just get undressed real quick right before you go up. You just get naked real quick. You go out, do your thing for 5 minutes. Kind of like my sex life. Actually, that's giving my sex life. That's giving my sex life too much credit. I give myself about 3. I'm good, and that's if I'm on the Viagra or the Obama pills. I'm 40. You know what I'm saying? Shit different right now. But anyway,
that's 22. Hold on.
Man, listen, I'm obese.
Hey man, I just turned 40.
I'm obese. I'm alcoholic, and I got high blood pressure. The blood don't flow as good as an optimal health human being, man. You know what I mean? It's rough out here in these streets. Man.
That's why I stay in the gym.
If you get a headache at the same time that you get an erection, there's a problem.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm a stretchaholic.
That was a weird experience. But the reason why I did it is because I was like, yo, it's called Stand Up Boston. They do it every, I think, first Thursday. And it's not Boston. It's like right outside of Boston. But anyway, every first Thursday. Reason why I chose to do it, because I was like, yo, if I could just be ass naked on stage and just totally bare my physical, I could pretty much do any stage or do anything. So it was more or less like a fear I had to conquer, like your first time learning to swim or your first time, you know what I'm saying? Your first time doing cocaine or something. That was
Usually you don't have to think about your wardrobe.
Nope, sure enough, don't. I kept my shoes on. Like some of them cats was doing it. They was walking around barefoot, and I'm like, I ain't trying to get no gangrene, man. But you know what's crazy? I was worried about I'm not homophobic or nothing like that. First of all, homophobic, that word doesn't exist. That's a bullshit ass word because a phobia is a fear. You know what I'm saying? If you got a fear of heights, you don't fucking make fun of heights. You dig what I'm saying? So it's people that make fun of gay people, that's not homophobic. They just assholes. But anyway, I was concerned. I was like, yo, what if it was 2 things I was worried about. I was like, what if I get on stage and there's some black chicks in the back saying, boo, your dick is mad little. Or I said on the flip side, it'd be some dudes in the background like, yes, he mad sexy, yes.
He put extra lotion on his elbows?
Yeah, I was pretty much stuck between a...
Dudes our size we call bears in the gay community. So
yeah. I don't want to be a bear. I want to be a twink. I want to be a twink, man. I want to be a twink. But I said I was stuck between a cock and a hard place.
Oh boy.
But the wild shit, check it though. It was a gay dude sitting right in front of the audience with his elbows on his knees and his hands, you know what I'm saying, under his chin, like with a fucking hat in him, like he's like, ooh.
Yes.
we got some caramel milk duds coming out. So yo, joke. So I was like, and the crazy thing is, man,
him, huh?
Yo, I was on some turtle shell shit. You know, I was mad fast. I wasn't impressive, man.
Well, normally it's not like this, you know.
Because like, you know, even if the gay dude there is like, yo, I don't want the gay dude to want me, but at the same time, I still want to be like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He packing though. Like, I don't want your attention, but I want the acknowledgement.
You want the acknowledgement.
You want the cosign?
I mean, I don't fuck with it, but it seems official.
I I didn't represent, man. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, you don't want him co-signing with the John Hancock.
Well, but see, the thing is, in that situation, you got to kind of be in the middle. Because if you too erect, you looking like a perv or whatever. But if you too small, you looking like you got testicular cancer. So it's like you can't win.
Yeah. It's a fine line you got to walk there on that one. Right.
But I'll tell you this though, audience was very supportive. All the comments were supportive. They did a dope ass. It's called the Naked Podcast. It's on iTunes. I think I'm in like the February episode. I got to look that up. I'll give you that information. If not to watch it, but to hear me on a podcast. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not giving you the porn.
No, you don't have to worry about me like rewinding that in slow motion, like how I'm watching NBA footage. Like, yo, look at his footwork, yo. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. You don't have to worry about that.
Nah, I'm talking about because they did as the show was going on and as the comics would go up and get off, no pun intended, they would interview them afterwards, fully clothed. We would be interviewed in the back room, and it was like a 3-hour podcast, and it was fun though. The podcast was awesome. Everybody was very supportive. I probably would do it again, but I want to lose some weight though. This shit is ridiculous, man.
Get on stage, got to be Diesel next time.
Yeah.
At least no gut. At least take away the gut to add some inches. God damn, man.
Hey, so
work on the V.
So as
when you try to shoot pornos, when you try, hold on, I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you trying to shoot pornos with your girls, right, and your stomach like sticking way, that's a bad porno. All you seeing is butt and booty cheeks. You ain't seeing no insertion. It look like one of them you know what I'm saying, R-rated movies like Emmanuel. Remember that shit, Emmanuel and Hotel Diaries? They used to come on Cinemax. Well, you don't know. How the hell I'm having real sex, but my shit look like it's rated R only when I film it? Because my gut blocking out all the action, man.
Hey, so as somebody who's like thinking about wanting to get on stage and shit, like what kind of advice do you give the brand new comic? Like, what
brand new comics, the advice I give is don't worry about doing your hour special. Don't worry about getting paid. Just worry about maybe one joke, 3 minutes, you understand? Or like a 3-minute story, something like that. Just focus on that and just keep doing that 3-minute story over and over and over again so you got it like the back of your hand, or like the black of your hand, as Negroes would say. And just only focus on, that's the initial thing, only focus on that first 3 minutes, and then you'll start to figure out more things as you go. And from that 3 minutes, the comedy, it's like a seed, you know what I'm saying? You start that 3 minutes, and then you're like, oh, I got this joke I can add to it, I got this, then you got 5, then you write a couple other jokes and like, oh, these jokes go with this, and pretty soon you got 7, you got 10, you got 15, you got 20, but you got to start with that initial seed, and you got to perfect that first 3 to build off of everything else, man, you know?
Word. I'm gonna work on my 3 minutes.
Yeah, me too.
I work on my 3 minutes. I work on my 3 minutes every time I make love, man.
Now you know we gotta ask you the obligatory top 5.
Yeah.
No particular order, but you can rank them if you want. Like
Mediums?
Top 5 comics.
Excuse me. Top 5. Dead or alive?
Yeah.
Dead or alive.
All right. You know what's funny? I'm gonna say something crazy. Patrice is not in my top 5. He's one of my top 5 favorite people, but he's not my top 5 favorite comedian. So he's not there. But definitely Dave Chappelle.
All right.
Definitely. All right. Earthquake.
Earthquake's hilarious.
Yep. Earthquake. That's 2. Paul Mooney.
Really?
If there's no Paul Mooney, there's no Richard Pryor. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Paul Mooney supersedes Richard Pryor to me. So you got Dave Chappelle, Earthquake, Paul Mooney. That's 3. I gotta get some white dudes in it. Rodney Dangerfield, greatest punchline artist of all time. This dude got joke after joke after joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. It's just bam, 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 bam. So we got Dave Chappelle. We got Dave Chappelle. We got Earthquake. We got Paul Mooney. We got Rodney Dangerfield. And for my number 5, a comic that was just very influential to me, and as far as me, just doing my comedy thing, and I really respect what they do. Like, I'm trying to think of somebody always, because it's you got guys like this list would be easy if I did 10, because you got a whole bunch of them. Like, you got Mitch Hedberg was influential to me. Todd Berry was influential to me. Dave Attell's a monster.
Oh,
Doug
yes.
Stanhope is a monster. Godfrey is a beast. Eddie Griffin is a beast. Cat Williams is a beast. It's so many. You know what? Oh, Corey Holcomb. There you go.
Corey Holcomb.
Wow.
Corey Holcomb. Yeah.
Black Jesus.
Corey Holcomb, man. Corey Holcomb. See, a lot of people don't know the backstory, man, because I take the architect before I take the protege. Corey Holcomb actually inspired Patrice O'Neal to be the way he is, man. The way he was. Rest in peace.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Patrice O'Neal didn't really start talking about relationships and start talking about bitches and things of that nature until he saw Corey Holcomb perform, now. And this is real talk. Yeah, if you look up, if you do the history,
Black Jesus
look
was
up,
a real underrated show. If you watch a raw deal.
Well, first of all, Charlie Murphy died, so you know what I mean. That don't help. Yeah, that doesn't help. But if you watch, if you listen to like a lot of Patrice O'Neal's philosophy, I listened to a lot of his stuff on Opie and Anthony when he was alive, or whatever. Listen to a lot of his recordings, and you listen to a lot of Corey Holcomb. They sound extremely similar, to the point I was like, I used to always, because I'm good at making connections like that. And I was like, these cats is mad similar. Then when I started hearing the stories, Patrice went to L.A., he saw Corey Holcomb perform, and Patrice was already a beast, but that made Patrice like more free and just be able to say anything about almost any situation, man. So those are my personal top 5 right there, man.
Nice.
Yep.
Who's the hottest right now for you? Like, who you?
The hottest comic. I mean, the cliche answer would be to say Kevin Hart, and he's been holding down for a long time. Another side story. If there's no Patrice O'Neal, there's no Kevin Hart. Patrice O'Neal and Kevin Hart were like really good friends, man. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart coming out of Philly was groomed by some killers. They just was all older, and it wasn't really, they didn't have that Hollywood look, and they weren't willing to bend, no pun intended, for Hollywood or whatever, the way Kevin Hart was. They was all like, kind of had the mad face, and it was kind of like they've been in the game for 20 years. Like guys like Keith Robinson, he's out of Philly. Like I said, Patrice O'Neal, who's another one? Jim Norton, Louis C.K. who's another monster. Like all these guys used to roast and rib Kevin Hart, and like they made him, Colin Quinn. They developed like a real tough, thick skin for him. But Kevin Hart still had that Hollywood smile. You know what I'm saying? He still had the willingness to work with Hollywood. So he's like a Voltron of all those comics put together. You know what I'm saying? That formed Kevin Hart. He used to call himself Chocolate Drop. No, Kev the Bastard. They told him to change his name. They said that's fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Patrice like, yo, change that dumbass name. You know, so he had people like that in his corner to change him. So that's why Kevin Hart is such a beast, because he had the right teachers. But hottest comic out right now, like I said, Kevin Hart is a given. Kevin Hart is like Jay-Z. Been hot for like 15 years. You know what I'm saying? 20 years, whatever. But who do I keep seeing that's always getting work, man? It's hard to say. You could say Tiffany Haddish, but I don't think she's not a traditional stand-up comedian. But she's definitely hot, though. But as far as comic that I see, like constantly getting work, it's hard to call that, man. It's hard to call that. Like Godfrey doing his thing, Gary Owen be doing his thing. It's like a lot of dudes that's on the same level. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
Amy Schumer just dropped a big special that it did much better than her leather special, from what I heard. One of the funniest. Okay, I got you. The funniest. I don't know if he's the hottest, but the funniest comedian on earth to me is Norm Macdonald, man. Norm
Macdonald. Wow.
Norm Macdonald is that dude is just naturally funny. He's just insane. He's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I like him.
And I can't put him in my top 5 because Norm didn't inspire me to do comedy. I started realizing who Norm was once I became a comic. But those other comics are cats that I knew about before I started doing comedy. But I don't know about hottest, but funniest on the planet to me is Norm Macdonald's the funniest motherfucker in the world. Straight up, yo.
Oh,
watch his special, Hitler's Dog. Watch that shit.
All right.
On Netflix. Watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
So before we get out of here, man, anything you want to plug?
Oh, what am I plugging?
Shows.
Next week, April the 4th, I will be featuring at the Elbow Room in West Hartford. I do not have the address offhand, but if you Google the Elbow Room, and the name of the comedy club is Stand Up Underground. I'll be doing my thing there. And then I'll be in Montana April 9th. I doubt any of y'all guys going to be out there, so don't worry about that. And my next major show, is May 17th. That will be at the Elbow Room as well. And it's going to be headlined by my boy, I'm out of Los Angeles, Keenan Jerome Floyd, and my homegirl, Melissa Misconduct, from out of Hartford. She's going to be featuring. I thought we was going to talk about Cardi B, though. You had Cardi B picture on it.
Oh, shit, yeah. I mean, how you feel about that?
This how I feel, and I made a whole video about it, so I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible, right? People, they try to compare it to the Bill Cosby situation, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, that's not the same because Bill Cosby was drugging people and fucking them. Cardi B was drugging people and robbing them. Mm. My argument is a little different. I think Cardi B's situation is worse.
How so?
I'll tell you like this. Because Cardi B admitted to what she did. Bill Cosby and R. Kelly didn't. Bill Cosby and R. Kelly still proclaim that they're innocent. She straight up said, "Yeah, I did that shit. What? I had to do it." You feel what I'm saying? That shit is worse. And it R. Kelly is he probably fucked with some underage chicks. Bill Cosby, there's really no real evidence. The chick that he went down for, he allegedly played with a vagina while she was half asleep, but she remembered that for some strange reason. But the ill thing is, he still paid her years ago, and as soon as he stopped, decided to pay her, that's when stuff came up. And they wanted to take him down anyway. They want to take you down, they're going to take you down.
Yeah.
It just, everything, put it this way. He went down, he said he didn't do it. The evidence is mad murky. He's doing 10 years in jail at 80 years old. Cardi B blatantly straight up admitted that she did it. And she's crying while she's saying that she did it, whatever, but still kind of braggadocious, but trying to get sympathy at the same time. That, to me, in my opinion, that shit is worse, B.
Yeah, his was 30 years ago, and hers was
and the thing is,
years ago.
Right, and the thing is, back in the 70s, they all did drugs. They all got high. How many times we got drunk with our shorties and had sex with them? You know what I'm saying? They trying to change. They're attacking masculinity, man. I made a Facebook status. It's I can't remember the last time, I had sex totally sober where none of us had a drink. That usually that's what follows. You have some drinks, y'all feeling kind of good. You fuck. It's not that you drunk or nothing like that. I don't want no chick throwing up on herself, and I'm not. That's crazy as hell.
Yeah. No, hell no. That's not sexy. I don't want to fuck up too.
No dead body. But Cardi B, the thing is, it's you already got paid. Dude was here's $300 so we can do the damn thing. It's why you want to fuck my pussy? Okay, we go to the hotel, and then I would drug those niggas because I had to do it because it was so hard and nobody wanted to help me. Yeah. Nobody wanted to help me for my studio time. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's already getting paid? How you want to be? You want a repeat customer? You feel me? You robbing this dude for $800. All you had to do was fuck him for 3 minutes or whatever. You robbing him for $800, but this same dude could have probably paid you over $2,000 because he could have been a repeat customer. Now you got a nigga that want to kill you. You understand what I'm saying? You got the potential to go to jail when all you had to do was give up the pussy. And then how you gonna have high morals? You already stripping. You doing splits on a fucking pole and shit. This dirty ass for niggas be stepping in doo-doo walking through the floors. You doing that split on that same damn floor. But no, you're too good to have sex for money. Bitch, you already put your pussy in doo-doo for money. They stuffing these dirty ass. Listen, they stuffing these dirty ass dollar bills down your fucking G-string, give you all kinds of yeast infections. You're perfectly cool with that. But a dick with a condom on it? No, I'm above that. I can't do that. Put the doo-doo on my pussy, but don't put the dick in it. We good. Bitch is crazy. They always try to
Caveman works at a strip club.
I work at a strip club.
So he knows the score. He knows the score at a strip club.
Bitches always don't want to be viewed as hoes, even when they hoes. That's what it comes down to. I got a crazy ass story. I said this on my live, but I'll say it again. I remember 93, this Puerto Rican chick, she's like, yeah, I got AIDS. I don't give a fuck, but I ain't get AIDS from having sex with nobody. I got AIDS from shooting up needles. I'm like, bitch, that shit way worse.
You're bragging as if that shit's cool.
That shit is worse. Like, having sex is a natural human inclination that God or the universe or whatever you want to believe put inside of us. So it's easy to get caught slipping. You fucking like you don't care, whatever. That's understandable, but you literally have to teach yourself not to be afraid of needles, to put some dirty ass needles in your fucking veins. Because every child is afraid of getting needles in your arms. All the babies, they cry when they get shot. You know, they get shots. They cry. So you literally have to literally psychologically listen. You literally had to psychologically break a phobia that you had since you was a baby in order to fucking use drugs. You didn't have the patience to clean the needles. You didn't have the patience to like use your own needle. Fuck it. Hey, we can use hair together. You just use your shit, I use my shit. No. And that shit is like a direct path to your bloodstream. If you got HIV, you shoot up, I share your needle. I got it automatically. I don't advocate it, but I can fuck a chick with HIV. I fuck a chick with AIDS or whatever, raw. And it's like the statistics is like a 0.01 in 1,000 chance that you're gonna catch it. And I'm not advocating that people go out and do it or nothing like that. I'm not saying do it. But you got a way higher probability of catching that shit shooting up than you do fucking people. But she want to brag, and I didn't get it because I'm a hoe. I got it because I'm a dope fiend. Like, bitch.
Like one's better than the other.
Yeah, dope fiend is allowed to rob from you. Like that's worse.
The point I'm trying to make is, regardless of how low a bitch is, the last thing a bitch wants to be viewed as being a hoe, so she will misconstrue shit in her life just to make herself not look like a hoe. So Cardi B, and I used to rob niggas like, fuck, you want to fuck my pussy? Like, first of all, why are you penalizing dudes just because they want to pay to have sex with you? Why is that a penalty? To me, that's an exchange of goods. That's like me working at McDonald's, motherfuckers buying these burgers. Like, damn, these niggas, y'all buying these burgers and shit. This shit bad for you. Fuck, man. You know what? When they go to the bathroom, I'm about to put these sleeping pills in this burger. Then I'm gonna take all their money from them while they sleep at the counter, so they can't buy no more burgers. Like, what?
Or you already paid for the bag of value meal, and you taking some fries. Be like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm gonna take some of these fries too.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
The fuck you taking my fries?
Yeah.
Just because. And I took your fries.
It's just twisted. Listen, I don't knock the sex work in the industry. I feel like it's a fair exchange. Some men can't get it the way they would like to. Some men don't got the time to really like work to build a relationship. Some men just don't want a relationship. Here's $100 or whatever you cost. A few minutes here time. Boom. We cool. I'm good with that exchange. But why the fuck you gonna be mad at somebody because they want to pay you for your pussy and you're in that industry? I could see if the bitch was a librarian and the dude came to the library was like, damn, yo, you got a fat ass like them glasses, yo. I want to come in your glasses. How much you make an hour? 15? I'll give you 100. Let me fuck you, librarian bitch. Then I could see her being upset. You feel me? I could see that. But bitch, you doing splits on the dookie floor with the dirty ass pussy. You should be happy that I want to fuck your dookie pussy. Your dirty ass coop.
Yeah.
I gotta wear a quarantine suit, fuck a condom just to fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, no need for the tariff.
You gonna drug me and I wanted to. You gonna drug me and I wanted to pay you to have sex with your dirty vagina? These bitches is crazy to me. That shit is crazy to me, man. I don't know. I don't think she should be. I don't think she should be canceled or anything like that. But I think a lot of people should call her out on bullshit, and she should be viewed in a different light. And I think she should be a little bit more. She should be more contrite about what she did. And listen, everything that you do in your past don't got to be fucking Front Street. Some things can go to the grave. You fucking say an apology to the universe or whatever. You try to be a good person. You try to be philanthropic. You don't got to fucking reveal every single thing that you did in your life to everybody. Like we're in this age that everybody gotta disclose everything. Like, no, you don't. Nobody need to know that you used to eat doo-doo when you was 4 years old. Like, nobody needs to know that. Damn.
But shit, thanks for coming on the show today.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you,
man. Make sure y'all check him out. Mo Green on Facebook. Where else can they find you? Instagram?
Instagram, I'm one Maurice Green 1 or one Mo Green 1, MOGREEN 1. My Facebook fan page is just Mo Green, comedian Mo Green, and Twitter is Mo Green as well. You know what I'm saying? If you just put Mo Green and comedian, you hashtag that, you'll find all of my platforms that I'm on. And YouTube, I also have a YouTube channel. My name is Mo Green on there. If y'all want to go and just check out some of my comedy, some of my commentary, I rant like this all the time. I'll be talking shit about bitches and shit and religion and fat people and my sex life. If you want to hear like funny things and just me going off, especially when I get drunk. Like I'm sober right now, yelling, but when I'm drunk, I yell even more. But if you like hearing that, you want to be entertained, go to my YouTube page, Mo Green. Please subscribe. Let me get them subscriptions up so I can monetize my page and so I can move out of these people's house and be on my own.
Yeah,
excellent, man. Thanks for coming on the Saturday morning conversation. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Now, will this all just be audio?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, because I'm on video right now, so I don't know. I'm
yeah, no, we won't show you, man.
I'm looking like a retired boxer. No, I don't care. I like when people make fun of me, but it's all good, though.
All right, man. We'll catch up with you.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the interview. Y'all be good, man.
All right.
You too, man.
Be easy.
Peace.
Hey.
Yo.
Yes.
Mo Green, thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah. Kind of a long interview.
Kind of a long interview, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, learned a couple of things. Don't fuck with Jamaicans. Like when you're on the stage and they say, yeah, I'm good. You're good. Just understand you're good. But yeah, like a couple of things that he was saying too. April 4th and May 17th, he'll be at the Elbow Room in West Hartford. So go check him out. Check out our page. We'll probably have some stuff up on there.
For sure.
But yeah, you know, show ran kind of long today, so any things you want to get off your chest? Any little things you want to say? No, Jesse Small.
Nah, man, I'm not even gonna touch that other bullshit, man. Like,
no, Jesse,
fuck that dude. I don't know who his lawyer. He got some good ass lawyers. Shout out to Jesse Smollett for having some good ass lawyers.
He got the new age Johnny Cochran.
He got the new age Johnny Cochran and shit, dude. Like,
it's an episode of Empire. But yeah,
he got Olivia Pope and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
so no Gronk, no Kraft, no Big Baller.
Nah, man, we gotta line it up, man. Congratulations to them dudes. Gronk fucking with all his money done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Good for him. Like,
he's still kind of stuck into the Patriots because they can't really get a tight end right now.
Yeah, that's up to them, though. That's on them.
Yeah, he served his time. But yeah, Kraft is looking like he's fitting to take it to court, take it to people's court and see what's happening. Trying to suppress the tape because once the tape comes out, that is a wrap. You know, public opinion and everything's going to be poisoned from there. But yeah. So yeah, go to the Facebook page. You know, vote for the Mt Rushmore R&B for round 2. Let's keep it moving.
All right, man. We out. Saturday morning conversation. We'll be back next week.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Live radio, motherfuckers. Yeah.
That is what you knew.